glass lover? Do you wish you could use it more in your artwork, but you find yourself avoiding it because of the price? Then today's video is for you. We'll talk about a successful method I use to get good stained glass for a lot less. I'll also share where you should use this method, because not all stores are alike. Let's get to it. Welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Julie, and on this channel we talk about tips, tricks, tools, adhesives, materials, and specific mosaic projects, all to shorten your learning curve when it comes to creating mosaic art. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing. Stained glass. Can we just take a moment? Whether it's used in mosaic art or traditional stained glass work, or maybe an architectural setting, stained glass is a thing of beauty. We've talked a lot about stained glass here on my channel, from the different types, the tools needed, how to score and cut it, and the adhesives that work really well, and how to grout it. You name it, we've talked about it. And I'll include a link to the playlist down below in the description. You can access this information if you're on your desktop computer by clicking Show More underneath the video description. And if you're on your tablet or your smartphone, you can click the down arrow to the right of the video title. But one thing we haven't talked about here on my channel is how to get good stained glass for a lot less money. When I post a video here on my channel and it has anything to do with stained glass, I always get at least one comment from somebody saying, "It's beautiful, but wow, is it expensive?" And I hear ya, it's so damn expensive. As you can imagine, it's quite a process for glass manufacturers to create and produce the glass and then ship it all without breakage. And a lot of stained glass is truly one of a kind. Some pieces are relatively inexpensive, and a lot others are very expensive. So expensive that I would rather feed my family dinner tonight than buy a single small piece of glass, no matter how beautiful it is. So in today's video, I'll share a tip with you that I use to get good stained glass for less. And I'll even share my numbers with you. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. So the method I'm going to share with you today is no top secret method or anything that's groundbreaking. Plenty of people have done it before me, but I hope that by sharing, it will encourage you to give it a try as well. And heck, you may have already tried it. You also won't use this method at your local favorite stained glass store, and I will explain why a little later in the video. Instead, you'll use this method at your local large, big box craft store that sells stained glass, in addition to a lot of other materials and supplies for being creative. In the case of my video today, I used this technique twice in two different states at the same chain store, which was Hobby Lobby. So this is hardly a scientific experiment or mathematical experiment or shopping or retail experiment, but wait until you hear the numbers. Now, if you're in the US, Hobby Lobby is a very large chain. I think they have just under 1,000 stores all over the US. There might be only 2 states that don't have a Hobby Lobby, but they sell anything and everything that has to do with crafts, including mosaics and stained glass, as well as a lot of home decor items. It's not my go-to for stained glass, but whenever I'm in a Hobby Lobby store, I always walk down the stained glass aisle, whether I need glass or not, just to see if I can use this method that I'm going to share with you today. It is a good place to get some basic colors, especially if you need glass ASAP, which sometimes I do. They also have a lot of clear glass, a lot that have like textures or maybe a little bit of confetti or some bubbles in them. So it's worth checking out. You'll also find a lot of iridescent glass, opalescent glass, transparent and semi-transparent glass. Now, this is not sponsored by Hobby Lobby, but I will say that in a pinch, when I need it ASAP, I will not hesitate to go to Hobby Lobby to see if they have what I need. And unfortunately, the two stained glass stores that I considered mine, there was one here in Miami and one up in Broward County, both of those have been closed now for a little over 5 years, so I am at a loss, especially if I need glass immediately. This is also why I visit stained glass stores when I'm off on vacations. That's my type of trip souvenir. But anyways, I'm getting off subject, so let's get back on track. The method I use to get good stained glass for less is simply to ask for a discount. Now, hear me out before you roll your eyes. First off, I'm not one to ask for discounts on things, but when it comes to stained glass and it's broken stained glass, and I know that it's most likely not going to sell at that store, well, then my mindset does change a little bit. I love me some stained glass and I may have a problem. Now, when I say good stained glass, I'm talking about the quality of the glass and the colorways. So what you want to do the next time you go to your local craft store that sells stained glass is you want to look for glass that's broken. I'm not talking chipped on the corner or around the edge. I am talking about full on broken. The glass at Hobby Lobby, for example, is wrapped in clear plastic wrap. This allows you to see the color of the glass, but also, should a sheet break, hopefully the plastic wrap will contain all of the pieces and prevent it from making a mess and causing a safety hazard in the store. It also gives the manufacturer a place to put a label and any other information about the glass. I don't look at every sheet of glass to see if there's a broken sheet, but if I happen to spot one, then that's a different story. I'll share my actual discount numbers with you in a minute, but a little earlier I did reference that we don't want to use this method of asking for a discount at our local beloved community stained glass stores, and here's why. The first being, we love our local small business stained glass stores. We want them to remain in business and in our communities, so we don't want to ask them for a discount. They run a for-profit business and we want to keep it that way. Another reason you don't want to use this method at your favorite stained glass store is because they can sell stained glass in any possible size and quantity. It's what they do. They sell stained glass. It's the centerpiece to their business model. It's in the name of their store. It's the method to their madness. You get the idea. You can look around and see if they have any sale glass in their shop, but please don't ask them for a discount. Now, why this method works so well at those big box retailers is because they have so many stores. They have so many stores, they have so much inventory across a variety of creative outlets. Mosaics, flower arranging, needlepoint. I'm running out of scrapbooking, cake decorating, quilting. You know, the sky's the limit in these sorts of big stores. So a 12-inch by 12-inch sheet of stained glass that broke hurts them a lot less than, let's say, a stained glass store. Yes, the stained glass store can still sell broken glass, but they do cater to stained glass artists, and stained glass artists, for the most part, like dealing with bigger pieces of glass. As opposed to mosaic artists, they may not go to a stained glass store, or there may not be a stained glass store near them, and therefore those smaller pieces of glass don't get purchased as often as those larger sheets would. And as you can see from this method, if you want to get good stained glass for less money from your local arts and crafts store, you have to be flexible with the as-is condition of the broken glass. So large craft stores, and in this case Hobby Lobby, they don't have a scrap glass bin where when glass breaks, they can just take those broken pieces, throw it in the glass bin, and somebody's going to come along and buy it. They're not in the business of selling broken pieces of glass. Stained glass stores, on the other hand, have, if they have broken glass, if they have cutoffs from their students and classes, they do have a scrap glass bin and generally will sell that broken glass by the pound to, if the pieces are big enough, they could sell them to other stained glass artists, or they could sell them to mosaic artists. Craft stores, on the other hand, generally throw away broken glass because it now, in their mind, it's not usable. Nobody wants to buy broken glass. They want a whole 12-inch by 12-inch sheet or however it's sold. And now it's even more of a liability or a safety hazard because now there could be really sharp points with broken glass. You can't have broken glass laying around. They sell it by the full sheet, and if it's not a full sheet anymore, they will dispose of it. Wouldn't it be good to just keep that out of a landfill somewhere and for you to be able to buy it and use it at a discount? So now that I've hopefully built you up into maybe asking for a discount the next time you find some broken glass at your local craft store, you're probably wondering, is it worth it to you? What sort of discount are you talking about, Julie? Okay, so I visited 2 Hobby Lobby stores, one in Florida because duh, I live in Miami, and the other one was in Colorado. Keep in mind, there is no set rule for the amount of discount that you would get, if any at all. It's totally subjective and left up to the store manager. Now, they might ask you a few times and possibly think you're crazy, like why would you want to buy broken glass? Just reassure them, tell them, hey, if you want to put final sale on the receipt, no problem. But just, reassure them to help your case. Okay, let's talk numbers. In Colorado, I found this sheet of semi-transparent blue glass that had a broken corner. And as you can see on the ground, I wasn't the first person to pull it out from the shelf. The plastic wrap on the sheet is broken and some smaller pieces are on the ground. Stores definitely don't want to see broken sheets of stained glass, much less sharp pieces on the ground. So the manager at this store offered me a 10% discount for this sheet. It wasn't substantial enough of a discount for me to consider it, and that's for a few reasons. First, I'd have to cut it down and pack it in my suitcase, which is not a big deal, but I don't travel with a glass cutter, so I'd need to buy a glass cutter plus the cutting oil. Secondly, I already have a lot of blue glass here in my studio in Miami. So I'll be the first to admit I didn't need more blue glass. And thirdly, it wasn't anything special. So yeah, I didn't buy it. But I wanted to see where their discount pricing level was at because I had just picked up 3 sheets of 12-inch by 12-inch glass at a Hobby Lobby store in Florida. And those discounts were substantial. So, moving on. Starting with this broken sheet of green glass. Oh man, do I love this color. Now, as you can see, I've still got a pretty big area of glass that's unbroken. Even the smaller pieces are quite usable for some sort of mosaic project. The manager offered me a 60% discount on this sheet of glass. Wait, what? Yeah. So the original price is about $15 and I got 60% off. You do the math. Just kidding. It's like $9 off. So I got this sheet of glass for about $6. Oh, but wait, there's more. At this same store, I found 2 sheets of this gorgeous bright orange glass. These sheets were very broken. They're both broken pretty much in the same place, and about the same amount of glass is broken, if that makes sense. But still, the broken pieces are large enough for me to work with in Mosaic, so I didn't care. The manager of this store offered me, are you ready for this? A 70% discount for each sheet of glass. I know! So the original price was about $20 per sheet, and I got each sheet for about $6 each. What a deal! So tell me, how many of you are going to call up your Mosaic BFFs today to take a little field trip to your local craft store that sells stained glass so you can look for any broken sheets of glass? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So, am I in the middle? Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh. Can you hear that thunder? We are in a race against a thunderstorm. So, good luck to us. I don't know how to say it. Just say it, girl. Must be summertime with these storms rolling through every day. Anyways, I'm not gonna say it. Woo! We're done. We're done. Super thundery out there. It's raining. And yeah, look who has her hand out of the splint. And she is, you know, it's okay. It's healing nicely. You know, I've got a lot more mobility and, you know, I ended up overusing this hand, so it was hurting at the same place this one was. So I got a little like, oh no, but I'm okay. You know, I've been resting. I have not used any tools yet. I'm not gonna rush it. As we've talked about here on the last couple videos, I'm not gonna rush it. There's plenty that we can talk about that I don't have to do anything with tools or, you know, pushing myself. So, but yeah, it feels good. I'm, you know, able to type and write. My handwriting is coming back. For those of you who know my handwriting, you know, it's kind of specific. But yeah, I'm, you know, I'm also feeling better. So yeah, thank you all. You all just still blowing my mind with checking in on me and stuff. I'm so thankful for you all. I really am. I love you. So I'm gonna get started with, whatever that thing is that I'm gonna do. Edit. I'm gonna edit this. That's what I'm gonna do. So anyways, I'll talk to you soon. If you're looking for more Mosaic inspiration, you can check out one of these 2 videos to get started. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!